Thank you very much. It's my great pleasure to be here. And I have a lot of time because the clock is, there we go. So I actually had the pleasure of being a TEDx speaker many, many years ago, before many of you were born, probably. But I'm here to lighten up the spirit. So in other words, there won't be any tea. This is your tea. I'm just kidding. But I've got, my daughter is here. Let's give her a huge round of applause. My job is to embarrass her. I know she's going to yell at me, well, Baba, why are you embarrassing me? I actually have 3 kids. Does anybody here have kids that you know of? Okay, I've got 3 kids, and my oldest is there. She's in grade 8, and my youngest is in diapers right now. And my Japanese friend, he also has 3 kids, and this is how he explains, Naveed, I have triplets. This is called Japanese efficiency. True. But believe it or not, I never wanted to have kids. And we were married. My wife Zara is here. You'll be listening to her shortly. In fact, my whole family is here. My grandmother is there. I'm just kidding. So we were married for 7 years, and I decided that we're not going to have kids. And we were living in the US, so there was at least not that much pressure from the family, because for 7 years, if you don't have kids, there is a lot of conspiracy theory. Okay, so we were a little bit insulated from that. But anyways, I'm sure a lot of theories were Naveed something, All these theories were going around. And then, like everybody, to compete with the Jones, what we did, we got ourselves a cat. Okay, everybody in the US, they have a pet. Okay, in Bangladesh, we don't have a pet. We are really cruel to animals, We see a dog, we kick a dog. That's how cruel we are. In fact, I remember I had a friend when I was in university. He got jilted by a girl called something. I'm not going to say the name. And then he got a dog, and he named that dog the name of that girl, and he used to kick her every day. That's how cruel we are to animals, okay? I'll tell you right now, we are so cruel to animals. But anyways, in the West, it's quite the opposite. They have a whole aisle in a supermarket for just cats, okay? If I would go there, I say, you know what? I can feed my whole village with all this cat food. So anyway, we got ourselves a cat. I'm really obsessed with the cat. And the cats do not really care about anybody else, Our cat was really absolutely very angry with us because he used to go out, walk around in the neighborhood with other cats. And I'm sure the other cats used to give him a hard time because he used to smell of curry. We used to make masala curry, and the cat, he used to lick himself all the time because all the cats in the neighborhood was desi cat or something, But I was obsessed with the cat. And then I tell my wife, Zara, if a cat gives us this much joy, I wonder what? I couldn't even finish my sentence. Honey, you're ready. Next thing, we have a baby. Okay. And that's my baby over there. Embarrassing, continuing to embarrass her. And so I am so obsessed with this baby we have. And I used to work at Qualcomm in San Diego, California at that time. And the day she turned 1, I quit my job. I kid you not. I quit my job to stay home. So my wife goes to Berkeley, and people said, wow, what a nice husband. I said, no, this is called strategic planning. She goes to Berkeley, she can make a lot of money, so I can do comedy. And so what happened is that I stay home, and I look after the baby. She goes to Berkeley. And she's so close to me that when my wife comes home, my wife wants to pick up the baby, and my daughter would say, no, you go away. And she would say, Nimo haram. I had you inside me for 9 months, and now you don't even recognize me. And then they used to get into a fight, my 1-year-old, 2-year-old daughter, and my wife. For me, this was a great fantasy coming true. 2 women fighting over me. And then my wife would tell her, he's my husband. And my daughter would say, no, he's my husband. So anyway, that's how close she was with me, and my wife was really depressed. And my daughter is growing up, And I tell you one thing, children are very smart. Children are very smart. You can never win an argument with them. And don't even try. She wants an iPhone. So why? Because my friend Jay has an iPhone. I need an iPhone. I say, hey, if Jay goes and jumps into the river, will you jump into the river? Nah, Baba, I'll take his iPhone. Smart. Absolutely smart. She's growing up. I take her on trips, having a blast of a time. And then now she's getting older and older. And then now she's a teenager, okay? She's going to kill me, absolutely. So she's sitting over there. But her friends want to adopt me. Or rather, her friends want me to adopt her. I've messed it up. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. So now she's a teenager. And then this video goes viral. And many of you may have seen it. This father in the United States, he goes to pick up his son who's graduating from high school. And he's like the big popular guy among everybody. And he goes to the high school to pick up his son wearing just a Speedo swimming trunk, nothing else. Just picture this. And the boy was so embarrassed and everything. And my daughter looked at me. She knows I am perfectly capable of doing this. She says, Baba, don't you dare do this at my school. I said, honey, I will never do this. I will not even have that Speedo on. That's how much of an embarrassment I am of hers. And then, I have to go to our parent-teachers meeting. And over here in this country, parent-teacher meeting is not trilateral, it's bilateral. So it's me and the teacher over there, and the music teacher is there. I'm sitting with all the other parents. And then the teacher is telling the parents, your child is very good, needs to practice a little bit more. Then another parent comes, he's good. He's good, he needs to practice a little more. I said, wait a second, she's telling the same thing to everybody. And then it's my turn. She said, your child. I said, hang on a second. I take my wallet out, take my daughter's photo out. I say, ma'am, this is my daughter, in case you don't recognize her. Now please tell me about her feedback. And all the parents thought I was crazy. But basically what happened was that the poor teacher, she's one teacher in the whole school. She has to teach like 3,000 students. She can't remember everybody's faces. But I am like a comedian father, brutally honest. I said, now you have to tell me what's going on. And when I tell her, she was going to murder me. Baba, I'm not going to go to this school. You are such a source of embarrassment. But then what happens is that as a parent of a teenager, you're under this pressure, at least in Bangladesh, that you have to get good grades and so forth. And then she comes home, she gets a C in one subject, not in everything. And she's scared. And I look at my wife, Zara. Zara looks at me. I said, high five, let's go for dinner. You got to get one C to appreciate your A. I'm a bad parent. But then again, we give in. As a parent in this country, you have to get a private tutor. So we finally get her a private tutor, a basketball coach. That's right. We want her to play in the nationals. That's why she's going to get her basketball coach. Anyway, enough about her. So now we have another daughter who's 6 years old, who's rather 8 years old. And I tell you, the number 2 is always a very feisty one, okay? She's a very feisty one. So I take her to the bird park, rather the zoo. And then she is really obsessed with peacocks. So she's looking at the peacock. She said, Baba, she's so beautiful. I said, no, that's a he. It's a peacock. Is he? So why? I said, well, the peacock has this beautiful tail so that he can attract the peahen. They can fall in love. They'll get married. They'll have children. And they'll live happily ever after in their own kingdom. I said, okay, fine. So we were walking around. And then there was this lady who asked me the directions to the exit. I said, yeah, you go this way, to the right, and that's the direction. We kind of smile at each other. And my daughter looks at her and looks at me. Baba, are you trying to be a peacock with her? And that's the fun of children, is that they're brutally honest. But the thing is that there is never a dull moment with children. And in our society, what we do is that when we look at children, why are you talking so much? Sit down. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get dirty. Well, do get dirty. Do get hurt. And do talk. If we listen to our kids as adults, trust me, they're the ones who should be TEDx speakers. Thank you very much.